Hi, hello, how are you? Welcome back to our channel. This is your cheftamil. Let's cook together cheftamil. Today I'm going to show you how to make pumpkin bread. That's traditional pumpkin bread actually. So the pumpkin is which is I'm going to use a sweet pumpkin, very sweet one actually. It's basically I'm going to use the Indian pumpkin, which is not available in everywhere in India. There is a particular place called in Tamil Nadu. We have it in the village side. Is that the pumpkin? So I'm going to use that actually today to show the pumpkin bread, and we will make it very easy and quicker, simple method. Let's see how we're going to make, what are the ingredients we're going to use it, and let's see, going to see the ingredients. Let's go. Basically I have a 250 gram of flour here, all purpose, and I have 5 gram of dry yeast, and I have a 20 ml of oil, and I have 3 gram of salt. Then I have a pumpkin, 250 grams. Basically this is what our ingredients. Today I'm going to create the bread in that. You can see that I have very limited ingredients, not like a huge varieties of ingredients, and I'm going to create with a very simple and easy way to this bread. And let's see that what are the procedure I'm going to basically follow for that to create the breads, and let's go to see the ingredients work. I just put the pan to make it hot already, so I'm going to roast the pumpkin. I don't add any water, oil, anything in that. I'm just going to simply roast the pumpkin in the pan to reduce the moisture what has pumpkin already. So you can see the pumpkin color will get slowly dark. Even you can see this very yellowish. Why? Because of the pumpkin is sweet pumpkin. Basically that's a major reason. So I'm going to cook it to bring it to this pumpkin to be a nice, like cook enough to reduce the water from that. So you can see that pumpkin is slowly turning the color, and it's getting brownish little bit because of the sugar content is very high in this pumpkin. While we are roasting, it gets very fast to burn, so we have to keep stirring to make sure we have to stand and stir it continuously. So basically the pumpkin get already mashed and the color get turned already. So we are going to blend the pumpkin puree now. So we will take out from the range, and we are going to leave it for some time to cool down. Then we go to basically to blend the puree. So basically I just blend the puree, and I'm putting the dry yeast here into the flour together, and I'm going to add the salt in one side, not together with the yeast. Otherwise, as I said before, the yeast will get dry when you add the salt together. So now I will mix together the dry ingredients, everything together. I have not blend all the pumpkins, so I have chunked pumpkins, like which is take out from the same cooking. I just use some for blending, some for not blending. So I'm just mixing together with the flour little bit, no need to be fully mixed together. So then I have the blended puree here. I'm not going to use any water to combine the flour together with the pumpkin puree or something. So now today I'm going to use fully pumpkin puree only to combine the bread. So the richness of pumpkin will be very high in that. So it will be very nice, tasty, and it's like homely style bread. It's not meant to be our industrial style. So I'm going to build the flour together slowly. So careful while you're blending the pumpkin not to cook directly and to go to the blender. So your pumpkin puree will be very hard. Then you put your yeast together when you're mixing together with the flour. It should not be a very hard. Then you don't get lost your yeast dying actually. So if you add a very hot puree into the yeast, automatically the yeast will not get fermented. So it will get dry. I hope that you understand what I'm explaining. So basically, simple pumpkin bread dough, it's ready. similar. It's like about ready, it's not fully ready. Now I'm going to add the oil, all of them. I'm not going to use any oil. I'm going to add all the oil. I'm going to fold it together with the bread dough nicely to make it soft and tendery. So it takes some time to combine because of the moistureness is very less in the flour now. The puree is the one who combined the dough. So that's the reason I mentioned you. It takes some time to combine the dough. It will be not a super, super crispy dough or like a crispy bread or something. It will be very soft bread. So you can see this, how the dough was very soft and it looked very tendery. You can see that already nicely. So it's ready already. So I'm going to use not a bread mold, I'm going to use the cake pan. So I just little bit apply the oil on the side. So you can see a little bit of oil coating because still it's non-stick, but I cannot really say that it will be work as a non-stick because of sometimes it doesn't come well enough, the non-stick work. So I'm going to put just dough in that to spread. If you have bread mold, you can use it, but you cannot make it this bread without mold. It doesn't going to come excellent because of it's a soft dough as I mentioned before. So we have to rest it like to allow to proof for 45 minutes to 1 hour. We have to leave it for the room temperature, or if you have proving chamber, let's go for that to humid and everything will be perfect. So I'm just leaving for until get brew. Let's wait for the proving. Now you can see this already get brewed enough. So how you going to check? If you put your finger, the bread dough is not get come up. If it stay like a down, then it's get brewed. So you can see this how very colorful with the pumpkin segments. So let's bake it now. I'm using normal roasting oven, cooking top range one, not a special oven. So still it's fine actually. It will be very dry oven. So we will finish with some oil spreading on the top. So we will set the oven for 215 degree. In the top bottom it's like a equal temperature. So let it be for 15 minutes to allow to bake, then we will see how it comes. Basically the time is done. I'm going to remove the bread from the oven. It's flavor is so good actually basically. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to spread some oil on the top to bring the softness of the bread. So not so much, just little bit. So I don't want so much oil. I'm just using the tissue paper. I don't have a brush. So if you have a brush, you can use it. It's not like you need a tissue or something. So it's done basically. So I'll leave some time to rest, then I will demold and I'll show you how it comes. Basically bread is ready as I said. I'll just leave few minutes time, rest. You can see that, wow, this flavor is awesome. You can see nice flat, the pumpkin still, you can see that's nice actually. Let's basically, as I said, the bread is ready. I'm going to cut the pumpkin chunks, it will be there inside. I'm not cutting with a bread knife, so I'm cutting with a normal knife. So I have to give little time to cut. The bread still is very fresh. Wow, you can see that's bread, how much the layers, everything is there. So the whole is enough, actually everything. So let's taste now actually. Well, as I said, the bread is ready actually completely. The pumpkin chunks, it's there everywhere actually, I can see that. And the tasty of bread, now I'm going to check. Wow, it's really nice actually. How to say that, like bread is so soft and tendery. The pumpkin, it's like a bit of pieces. It's make like a very juicy. Instead of alternative, like if you use olive or sun-dried tomato or something, you can try with a pumpkin. It will be very great things actually to try. Even it's very good for the health. So anyway, important three things. It's a time to speak now. Important one, the pumpkin I just cook as a fresh pumpkin. As much as if you can use the pumpkin fresh, it will be very great things to use to produce the things. And you can see that cooking procedure. It is very important things to bring the nice, fresh and tasty. Secondary things, the dough. When I'm mixing, I didn't add any water. Bit of that, I'm just use the pumpkin blended one. So to combine the dough, so it's more tastier than the usual breads. So third important things, the resting the dough. If you use the normal resting procedure, like if you have a brewing chamber or something, if you use it, go ahead. Otherwise, you have to give enough time to brew in your room temperature. Otherwise, you will be has an underbrewed bread. It will be very hard. You cannot eat and you cannot enjoy your bread. So I hope you like this video, and if you like this video, if you want to be support me as a subscriber, if you go ahead. If you like to choose as a best channel, or if you like this video, just thumbs up, share some comments, just comes to the comments box and say that about your comments. I'll explain to you what I have in exactly that things. See you on another video, and bye bye, have a good day.